Oh, hey girl, it's me, your sleep paralysis demon.
It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Well, hello, it's me, Felix, reporting from Mobile, Alabama, where we are trapped by weather. Please trust that this vlog is gonna be a fun one, but for now, we were like, we gotta post a video. And since we're traveling, I thought it would be cute to do sort of like toddler travel essentials for our family. Y'all know the drill. Obviously, that caveat is because like, I don't know you, I don't know what your family needs. I'm gonna say essentials because these are things that we have to have, otherwise hell might break loose. But it's not that I think you should go out and purchase these things. This should mostly be stuff that you already own. If you are traveling within, I would say like 2 hours of nap time, depending on if you're like on a plane, on a train, on a road trip, and you use a sound machine at home, I would bring a portable sound machine. We use ours pretty religiously. It is super helpful, even just to sort of block out the noise from other people who are on whatever form of transportation you're on. They are great on a plane. I know obviously a plane already kind of has like white noise, but I don't know. And you know what? Maybe it doesn't make a difference at all, but it definitely feels like it does to us. It's probably mostly just one of those sleep association things, like your kid is used to hearing a specific noise and then they sleep and so it helps them go to sleep faster. I don't know, but we bring ours and swear by it. In that same vein, whatever comfort item your kid uses, if that's like a blanket, if that is a toy, if that is a weird pair of pajamas, if that, whatever that may be, an orange, a potato, whatever it is, bring that with you as well and have it accessible so that you know where it's at. We have a portable DVD player from the year, I don't even know, 2005 maybe, that our dear friend Hannah got for us at, I can't remember if it was like an estate sale or a garage sale or what, but it is so great to have. We don't have an iPad for our kiddo. They're expensive. There's no point in him having one right now. Also, the thing that he wants to do and is going to be most entranced by while traveling long distances or having to sit really still for a period of time is going to be watch the film Ponyo on DVD, and luckily we have that. We got him a pair of kids' headphones that have Pikachu on them last year on our trip to Alabama, I believe. It was also in June. They are Bluetooth or plug-in headphones. They are really great. And we got them for him. Honestly, like, we didn't think that he was going to be able to use them, but now he can, and it's awesome. And also, for like ear protection, we have been trying to get him used to the concept of wearing headphones for when he goes to see my brother's band, because they're very loud, which, you know, they're supposed to be. So I don't think it's a bad idea to get your kid used to having something on their head anyway, and this is great because the sound comes out of it, so it's like, it's all coming together. A full extra outfit, easily accessible. You just never know what's gonna happen. You never know. And maybe you don't use it, but it doesn't take up that much space to have an extra outfit for your kid. And it is so crucial that you have it when you need it. If you have, for some reason, an ungodly amount of space, I would say also full extra outfit for parents, because you get it. A new toy or a toy that has not been seen in a while, something that you maybe have in like a toy rotation that you're like pulling out that they haven't seen for a few months. No, it's just tough. It's tough to sit still when you're little, and so having something that they can do or play with, whatever that is, that you can distract them with, have a couple of those, that's great. Baby medicine. I say this as a group because I think it depends on like what your kid needs. So we typically have Tylenol because our kid does not have his 2-year molars yet. And he has been like going through teething, obviously. And sometimes it's bad enough where it's like, oh, he's uncomfortable, he needs this. And other times he's just like grinding his teeth and it's whatever and it's fine. But it sucks to need something and to not have it. Another one that we have available is Benadryl. Most parents don't need this. Let's say hypothetically you have a child with a fairly mild food allergy. That is why you would want Benadryl like in a place where you can grab it quickly while traveling, in case maybe you read a label incorrectly or your kid ate something weird off the ground or someone handed something to you and for some reason you didn't check it. If you have a kid who needs any kind of daily medication or emergency medication, also making sure that you have those, for instance, like an EpiPen or something like that. You need to make sure that everybody who is a grown-up in your group knows where that is at. Diaper cream, also diaper cream. We are big fans of preventative diaper cream if a kid's gonna be sitting in one spot for a long time, because the most absolute worst is you get a kid comfortable, situated in a position, and then they poop, and for whatever reason you're not able to get up for a period of time. Maybe it's like crazy turbulence on a plane, maybe it's like a road trip and you like can't pull over, you're just like on the highway and there's nowhere to stop. It sucks. And it sucks to know that your kid is like actively getting a diaper rash in the 20 minutes or whatever that it's going to take you to find a spot. So just already having diaper cream absolutely slathered on there, that creates a barrier, and that can be really helpful. We bring kitchen scissors almost anywhere that we go unless we know that that location has kitchen scissors. So like we didn't this time because we were going to be on a plane, and I don't know if you can bring scissors onto a plane, so we just didn't. Morgan's brother and sister-in-law have kitchen scissors because they also have a toddler. If you have a kid who needs their food cut up little, whatever kind of food that is, maybe they need it in strips, like obviously our 2-year-old is mostly just like eating whole things right now, but like grapes that still need to be quartered, like other things that are choking hazards, it is so much quicker to use scissors than to like get out a cutting board, use a knife, like cut them in a bazillion pieces. We have so many pairs of kitchen scissors at our house, you would not believe. It's completely unreal. Empty big Ziploc or grocery bag for trash, or a couple of those. This is great for maybe you've brought your PB&J sandwich and your kid has taken 5 very enthusiastic bites of it and then spits the entire thing out into your hand and isn't gonna try to eat it again. That glob of sandwich, where are you gonna put that, buddy? You know, big Ziploc or grocery trash bag. That is what that is for. If you don't have a kid who's doing this, maybe you don't need it for that reason, but I would argue that probably most people need a small portable trash something when they are journeying. In terms of everyday essentials, I am pale as hell, as is my baby, so we always have sunscreen. I usually just use kids sunscreen or put whatever like sensitive skin, whatever sunscreen that I have on him. It's fine. Neither of us have ever exploded or gotten a rash or anything, so that's great. Also, hats for sun protection are really good. If you can trick your kid into wearing a hat, we just recently got to a point where we can trick our kid into wearing a hat, because we said cool guy every time we put a hat on him for, I don't even know, like 6 months, a year probably. And now he's like, yeah, I'm a cool guy. And if his hat falls off, he's like, oh my, where's my hat? Like, what happened? And you need you to put it back on him. So that's great. Car blanket. Car blanket has saved my life on many occasions. I think it's sort of like the, our family's version of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like, where's your towel? Bring your towel with you. Car blanket. It could be a towel. You can roll down the window and roll it up, and then that's like a sunshade for your child who's trying to fall asleep and nap from that side of the sun. Maybe we're just like playing and doing peekaboo. Maybe it's like a little fort that we've created in the car. Car blanket is huge. Maybe it is an impromptu changing situation. If you have extra space in your luggage, whatever, your backpack, whatever you're taking, and you have a toddler or a baby, also if you have a splat mat that you can bring, or just a couple of like crappy towels or blankets that you can throw on the ground if you're not traveling to a location where you think a person has that. I would say that those are our basic items that we need, things that are non-food items, and then there's an entire separate category that is like just good food things that we bring. Few things suck more than being in a spot where your kid is hungry and frustrated and they can't have food. You know, there are many things that you can control as a parent and then many things that you are not able to control, and one thing that you're typically pretty able to control is having like an absurd amount of snacks. So these are our go-tos right now that we're using a lot of. Cutie oranges. I know what you're about to say. Cutie oranges are not the cheapest orange, and it's silly. I like the cuties, even though big oranges are much cheaper, because the big ones, like that is not a quantity that my kid is gonna eat. And the reason I'm bringing the cutie orange is because it's something that can be like opened, like it is concealed, it's in a peel and like stable until it's opened up, right? And so if you have like a big orange and you're opening it and then you're still only using like a quarter of the orange or half of the orange, then you have to find somewhere to put that, and it's not like over and done with. So unless your kid is downing like 4 cutie oranges at a time very regularly, which ours was for a moment, and we switched to big oranges and then we went back down to the cuties for travel. And you know your kid, right? I don't know your kid, you know your kid. But also cuties are so much easier to peel than regular oranges unless you have scissors. For some people, a peelable staple fruit might be bananas. My kid doesn't eat more than half a banana right now, and I don't like bananas. I'm sorry. I think their texture is so freakish. Something that is like an acceptable texture and then you put it in your mouth and it becomes slimy. That is abhorrent to me. That is not something I will consume. So maybe if I was someone who would eat a half a banana, I would say bananas are a good one, but no. I also don't eat oranges, which I know is weird of me. And I'm hoping to raise a kid with less food problems than I have. And so far, he's into oranges and bananas, but not enough into bananas to eat more than a half of one. Apples can also be a good one for this. Obviously, they're harder, so maybe you have a kid who will like take bites out of it, and that'll be fine. These are also pretty good if you put them in a Ziploc or a container already cut up into slices, but with some lemon juice on them. Maybe they turn a little bit brown, but like it's not the end of the world. That's not gonna keep for as long as an orange or a banana, which can be okay for a few days. So that's something to keep in mind. But most recently when we were on the train, I literally brought a, I think it was a sour cream or like a yogurt container full of strawberry quarters because I knew we were gonna go through them. I knew I would be eating them and he would also be eating them, and we absolutely downed that. So big fan of fruits and veggies, anything, particularly if it has a peel. Mostly fruits are gonna be that way. If you have like quick, easy veggie ideas, we just got these at Morgan's brother's house. His wife got these sweet potato sticks that they actually really rock and our kids really into them, but I'm sure that they're like kind of expensive, but they're like kind of dehydrated potatoes. They're sort of like gummy texture. I think that if they had either some cinnamon or like some salt on them, I would be super into them, but the whole point is they're just sweet potato. Anything like that, or maybe I guess if you have a vacuum sealer. I think my dad has a vacuum sealer. I should look into it. Cheap applesauce pouch, just the like no sugar added, whatever, cheap fruit pouch that they have at your local grocery store. Applesauce is good. I like applesauce, so this is one that works well for everybody. The baby likes it. He doesn't like it as much as the unhinged expensive pouches, but it's all right. It's a good quick snack. And again, that's something that it doesn't go bad until you open it. Rice cakes. We are super into rice cakes right now. I did not realize that these are like a diet food because they are something that I only had really as a toddler. I think because my mom liked getting us something that was like crumbly and fine and you can just put it in a Ziploc and it's kind of whatever. It's also, when you bite into them, it's kind of like eating styrofoam. So I feel like it's like a sensory something to it where I'm like, I love this. Doesn't seem like it should be food and I'll eat it. And it's you know, it's like fiber. It's like brown rice or whatever that's been puffed. We get the ones that are apple and cinnamon flavored. They're great. Some people put toppings on them like peanut butter or something else. We don't do that because I like the premise that it's a mostly non-sticky, not a huge mess snack. But if you were fancy, you could do that as well. We're circling back to PB&J sandwich. Huge fan of PB&J sandwich because it can last for more hours than something that has like mayonnaise or like a meat or like a dairy based thing on it, right? PB&J is like pretty good at room temperature for an extended period of time. And these, even if I don't think that it's going to be a food time or I don't think that we'll be somewhere long enough to need one, because I'm vegetarian and because my child is a child, I just like to have like 2, 1.5, 1 sandwiches, PB&J sandwiches on us at any given moment. We actually stole this from our friend Simone, who's like constantly bringing PB&Js, and I was like, I gotta get back into PB&Js, and now they are a staple in our home and also in my parenting. They're not typically something that we'll do if we're gonna be like at home having lunch, but they are such a great on-the-go lunch. If you have a kid that's allergic to peanuts, you could use a different fancy kind of nut butter for this. Or if you have a friend who's allergic to peanuts. Yeah, we were off and on a plane 3 times yesterday, like getting on the plane, and then we were stuck on the tarmac. We were grounded for, it was like 2 hours we ended up on there, and then we left, and then we came back on, and we left, and we came back on. And I was just so glad that I had sandwiches, because you don't want a hungry toddler. You do not want them to become overly hungry. It's not gonna go well for you, especially when they're already having such a weird day. Emergency sandwich is always a good call. My kid's really into pretzels right now. I don't know what it is. Pretzels are fine. I like pretzels okay, but my kid's super into pretzels, and I like that they are a snack item that is just like quick and easy. Stick it in a Ziploc, whatever, it's good to go. We actually learned that he was really into pretzels because he was picking the pretzels out of my dad's Chex Mix that he was eating, and he only wanted the pretzels. And we're like, oh, we can just get you pretzels, buddy. Like, pretzels are a lot cheaper than Chex Mix, so we'll just get you some pretzels. And he loves them. My last one is dried fruit in some form. My kid really likes dates. I don't know why. I think they're fine. I think they're a little bit weird, but he's super, super into them. He also likes craisins. I would say not quite as much. We don't get raisins very often because I will eat dates or craisins, particularly in granola, but like I don't really like raisins that much. I feel like they're kind of creepy. Granola is another good one. If you have granola or if you make granola, good thing to bring. Something that's dry. You can open it up, close it, stays good, it's fine. It's like shelf stable-ish. We used to bring prunes fairly often as he was not like starting solids, but like as we were kind of figuring out what feeding him real food was looking like regularly. And he was like sometimes needing a little like extra oomph because his body was learning how to like, you know, get stuff out of there. We often go grocery shopping when we get to the place where we're traveling to. I like this for many reasons. It's so you don't have to bring as much weird stuff with you. You don't have to eat out as much. There's a lot of like weird quick things that you can put on a grocery list and then just like kind of have like yogurt. Great for especially for toddler breakfast. Bug spray was something that we ended up needing here in the South, in Alabama, and it's not something that we typically need at home almost ever. And like we go outside a lot, and I don't know, they got all these mosquitoes here. It's crazy. And yeah, that's what I have for you. Those are the things that we always make sure that we take because we need them. We need them. Those are, Morgan almost always does a packing list, and those are like high priority items. Must bring with us, otherwise it's not going to go well. And like, you know, you'll live if you don't have some of that stuff, right? Or maybe those are things that don't make sense for your family at all. It's not something that you would use. But I would say for our family, traveling works best when we have these items and both parents know where those items are. Carry on to personal item Tetris was like a feat that included multiple times of us being like, okay, and this is here and this is here. Also, we were super serious about our carry-ons this time and about not checking them because last year when we did this, we got stuck in Dallas-Fort Worth and we didn't have our luggage. We only had our carry-ons, which didn't have the stuff that we needed in them. So yeah, I'm excited for you to see this vlog. It's really fun. We've been up to a bunch of fun stuff. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And yeah, if you have stuff that are travel essentials for your family or things that make stuff easier for you when you're traveling, let me know. I would love to hear them. Whether you have a toddler or not, or maybe you have an older kid or a younger kid. Tell me all your thoughts and all your feelings. I feel like all of our brains work so different. And so I love to hear what interesting things y'all are up to. Even if I can't always comment, respond to them, I'm always reading what y'all are saying, and yeah, it's just nice. So thanks for being here. I wish you the peace and serenity of being a storm cloud who is just absolutely destroying the day of multiple planes and having no knowledge of it. Just raining, thundering, vibing, chilling. Okay, thanks for being here. See you soon. If you're somehow someone who's found us through YouTube, we post more things on our Instagram in terms of like short form and other stuff. It's like the same thing that we post on shorts, and then sometimes we'll post like pictures or like things on our stories. So if you're on YouTube and you have an Instagram and you're not following us on Instagram, we also have an Instagram, and we sometimes share what's going on with us immediately on our stories there. So if that's the kind of thing you're into, we'd love to see you over there. Okay, yeah, that's what I have. Bye-bye. Also, I got stung by a wasp. Y'all, I've never been stung by a bug before. I got stung by a paper wasp. It hurt so freaking bad. I swore in front of my child, which I very rarely do. If you've not traveled a lot and you don't know this, the point of a carry-on is that you have it with you. It has like your medicine and like an extra outfit for you and whatever you need to sleep if you're stranded somewhere. We didn't do that. We just packed things up because we were headed home. We're like, it's gonna be fine, we'll be fine. And then we stayed the night in Dallas-Fort Worth, and we had to get hilarious Texas t-shirts for all of us, which was great. And the baby still wears his, and we call it his Texas dress because it's still like very large on him. It's super cute. It's very fun. Morgan's very sweet brother and sister-in-law got us a hotel room, so like we lived. It was fine. I had the worst sandwich I've ever had in my life. It was a journey. And this time we also got stuck, but our flight got canceled here in Mobile.